In year Tovshin Chov Hey, the year that the Rebbe was in Avelis after his mother, he would daven for Dom, had all the tefillas, Shachris, Mincha, Ma'ariv. And he would daven in the Bochrum's Minyan. Shachris was 9:30 in the morning, Mincha was 3:15, and Ma'ariv, winter time, was 6:45, and summertime was 9:30. And the Rebbe davened for Dom in this Minyan, in the Bochrum's Minyan, to fit to the Seder Yeshiva, because davening was 9:30 and Seder Nigla started 11, so the davening and then was breakfast, and this was the time of davening that the Rebbe davened for the Amid. He always used to come on time and start on time and finish whatever it took the Rebbe to finish. One day I remember the Rebbe came late, about 10-15 minutes late. Whatever reason, the Rebbe came late that morning. So I remember when the Rebbe davened for the Amid, he davened faster than usual. So when he finished davening, it wasn't very much later than he would finish every day. And we understood that the reason was because if he would daven the regular speed, he would finish later. That means that breakfast would start much later. B'meila, Seder Nigla would start much later. And the Rebbe didn't want, that's what it seemed like, that it should be mevalvel. His davening should be mevalvel, should set it mevalvel the Seder of learning of the yeshiva. That's why he davened faster, so it'll finish more or less the same time. And we knew that because we knew that the Rebbe, when he davened, he usually davened with the Bochrum's Minyan. If ever came out that he had to daven different time, he wouldn't make the Minyan in the shul. They would make a Minyan for the Rebbe next to his room, the Gadeit Natachten next to the Rebbe's Yechidus room, and then they would make a special Minyan not to confuse, mix up the Seder of the Yeshiva. For instance, Bahab. Bahab is when you fast, those that do fast after Pesach and after Sukkot is Monday, Thursday and Monday, Beis, Hey, Beis. So then, the Rebbe fasted Bahab, so then the Rebbe's minyan davened as soon as you were able to break your fast, davened right after Seisach Yechovim. But it didn't fit to the Seder Yeshiva. So they would make a minyan for the Rebbe on Bahab next to the Rebbe's room. So the Rebbe would daven there, but not mix up the Seder of the Yeshiva with the Bochrim. And other times like that too, that if the Rebbe had to daven a different time than the Seder of the Yeshiva, then the Rebbe would daven next to his room. So we understood that the Rebbe B'chal tried not to mevalve the Seder of the Yeshiva. They even say that the Rebbe said the reason why the weekday Fabrengens, like Yitshvat, Yitskisav, started at 9:30, because the Seder Yeshiva went up to 9:30, so he didn't want to mevalve the Seder. So we understood that the same thing here. Why did the Rebbe daven faster the day that he came late? So he should not be mevalvel. If he daven slow, the same speed as always, he would finish later, and breakfast would be later, and b'meila the Seder Nigla would stop later, and the Rebbe didn't want to change the Seder, take away time from the learning of the Bochrim.